Hey guys, we are starting Unit 7, our last unit of the year, and our first I can statement is, I can use customary units of liquid volume. Liquid volume is how we measure liquids, so how you measure water, milk, oils, things like that. It's just how we measure liquids. Let's get going. Okay, so the first thing we need to know about liquid volume is that there are a lot of ways to make 1 gallon. A gallon is the largest measurement that we're going to do in liquid volume. A lot of you guys have seen these. Maybe you have one in your fridge. This is a gallon of milk, okay? If I have a half gallon, 2 of these half gallons would equal 1 gallon, right? Yeah. And the smallest is a cup. 16 cups equal 1 gallon. So you would need to fill up 16 of these to equal 1 gallon of milk. Crazy, huh? Okay, let's talk about a few other ones that we don't really have measurements for, and then we'll move on. Okay, so you might want to pause your video right here and write down what's on the whiteboard, because this stuff is kind of hard to remember, but it's really great information. So these are the units. Oh, there's a fly in here, sorry. These are the units of liquid volume that we use. The smallest is a cup, and then it goes pint, which we don't really see a lot of measurements in our own home, which are measured in pints. We don't use that too much in America. And then we go to quarts, half gallons, and gallons. And this chart will show you what each of those equals. So, for example, 1 gallon equals 2 half gallons. 1 half gallon equals 2 quarts. 1 quart equals 2 pints. 1 pint equals 2 cups. And then we can go back up in cups. So if 1 pint equals 2 cups, then a quart is going to equal 4 cups. A half gallon, you're just going to double it, equals 8 cups. And a gallon, you're going to double 8 cups, equals 16 cups. So it's a little crazy. That's why I said you might want to write this down. All right? Okay, and Quinn, he's gone a little crazy. Quinn. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so these are our different measurements. We've got cup, pint, quart, half gallon, and gallon. We're going to go through just a few objects and see which one would we measure that in. For example, a carton of milk. I showed you the 2 cartons I have. I have 1 in a gallon and 1 in a half gallon. We don't really see cartons of milk measured in any of those smaller ones. So for a carton of milk, I would probably just say gallon or half gallon. Let's do another one. Let's say we have a flower vase. Now a flower vase, we're probably not going to measure a gallon of water out for a flower vase, right? So we can take that one off. We're probably not going to even do a half gallon. Do you think you need this much water in a vase of flowers? No, there'd be no room for the flowers. Quart might even be too big. So I would say for a flower vase, we might use cups or pints. So maybe your mom will say, hey, I need you to put 3 cups in that flower vase of water. Or maybe 1 pint, and you'll know that, oh, 2 cups. Yeah, let's do one more. Now let's think about a swimming pool. For a swimming pool, are you going to sit there and measure out cups of water in the swimming pool? Are you going to want to know how many cups of water are in there? No, that'd be way too many. Are you going to want to know pints? That would only be 2 of these. Probably not. You're probably going to want that swimming pool measured in the biggest unit you can, which is gallon. Otherwise, it would just take too long, and there would be way too many of them. Because 1 gallon equals 16 cups. So if you have a swimming pool with 20 gallons, that's going to be like 320 cups, right? That's crazy. So swimming pool would probably be measured in gallons. Okay, now let's estimate how much liquid volume is in certain objects. For example, let's start with a teapot. In a teapot, are you going to have 1 pint of water or a whole gallon of water. How much do you guys think in a teapot? Yeah, probably a pint. A gallon would be too much water for one little teapot, right? 2 pints would probably be better. Or sorry, 1 pint. Okay, let's do another. Okay, this is a baby bottle. Would a baby bottle hold 2 cups of liquid or 2 quarts of liquid? Remember, a quart equals 1, 2, 3, 4 cups. 4 cups. Is this baby bottle going to have 2 cups or 2 quarts? Probably 2 cups. I don't think a baby could come anywhere near drinking 4 cups of drink. So 2 cups is the correct one. Okay, let's think about a fish tank. Okay, a fish tank has to hold a lot of fish, right? It has to hold their seaweed. It has to hold all of the things that fish need. Would a fish tank need 5 cups of water, which is just 5 of these, or 5 gallons of water? Probably 5 gallons. I don't think a fish tank could be full with just 5 cups of water. 5 cups of water isn't even the amount of water we cook macaroni and cheese in, okay? So that's not very much water. Let's do one more. Okay, last one. This is a bathtub. Would a bathtub need 30 cups of water or 30 gallons of water? Now before you answer, think about this. 1 gallon equals 16 cups. 2 gallons would equal 32 cups because 16 plus 16 equals 32. Now, in order to fill your bathtub, do you only fill your bathtub with 2 gallons of water? Do you think you could sit in just 2 gallons of water and wash yourself? Probably not. So 30 cups is even a little bit less than 2 gallons. Probably not that one. The more likely measurement would be gallons. 30 gallons of water. Now that is a lot, but it's more reasonable than filling your tub up with 30 cups, right? Yeah. Okay. Here's our first problem. An ice cream machine makes 5 pints of ice cream in a batch. If 3 batches were made, how many pints of ice cream were made? Okay, it's a word problem. Let's draw it out. 5 pints of ice cream in one batch, and there were 3 batches total. So it sounds like there's 3 groups and 5 things in those groups. I'm going to draw it. So when I draw pictures for liquid volume problems, I like to draw them as if they were in a container, right? So here are the notches for pints of water. Okay, so we've got 1 pint, 2 pint, 3 pint, 4 pint, 5 pint. There are 5 pints of liquid in batch 1. Batch 2 has 5 pints, and batch 3 has 5 pints. So now I just have to figure out there are 3 groups of 5 pints, and 3 times 5 is just 15. Now let me ask you this. How many cups would that be? And I will remind you, if you didn't write it down last time, 1 pint equals 2 cups. In order to solve that, in order to figure out how many cups, because this is 15 pints, I could go back and count by 2s for everything, right? Because if 1 pint equals 2 cups, then I could just go, okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. 15 pints equals 30 cups. So my answer is 15 pints or 30 cups. Simple, right? You guys are doing great. Let's do another. Okay, this is our last one for today. I have to tell you this first. This problem deals with fluid ounces. I didn't talk about those before because they're pretty small. There are 8 fluid ounces in only 1 cup. So one of these has 8 fluid ounces in it. Now that we know that, let's read the problem. Shanna has 8 juice boxes. Each box holds 10 fluid ounces. How many fluid ounces of juice does Shanna have? Okay, she has 8 juice boxes and each have 10 fluid ounces inside of them. I'm going to draw that. So I've drawn 8 juice boxes and each one has 10 ounces in it. That sounds like it is 8 groups of 10. So I'm going to do my equation. 8 groups of 10 equals, well, when we multiply by 10, we just add a 0 onto that other number. 80 fluid ounces. Now, what if I asked you, how many cups is that? You would easily be able to tell me, well, okay, there's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup, so I can just take this whole thing, because that's ounces, and divide it by 8. And that would be 8 cups. Now, if I had 8 cups, how many pints would I have? Well, a pint equals 2 cups, right? So we just divide 8 by 2, and we would get 4 pints. And you could go all the way down to gallons, but just focus on this part. If I lost you after this, don't worry about it. That was just kind of some higher level math to think about. Okay, we're going to do just one really quick thing and then you'll be done. Okay, I just wanted to really quickly go over all of the liquid volumes that we learned today. We learned gallons are the biggest. Half gallon comes next, then quart, then pint, then cup, then really, really small fluid ounce. Okay, that's everything for today. You guys did great. Go on and do Think Central.